Hello folks, it's South Jersey Sam with another review. And it's part of another review collab on the That Guy with the Glasses forums, hosted by Huey Toonmore himself. The collab? Villains of the Aladdin TV series. As a kid, I was a big fan of the film Aladdin, and I still am today. And when the sequels and spin-off series came out, you could bet I was watching them religiously. The series itself was well made, pretty much one of the best animated series made by Disney. But what makes the series great were the villains involved. Since Jafar had kicked the bucket in the sequel, the producers thought it would be best to make new villains for the group to face. And out of the many villains created, there was one that, in my opinion, stood out from the rest. None other than that feisty feline, Mirage.
I am Mirage.
Let's talk about her design first. Mirage's looks are based off of the Egyptian cat goddess Bastet. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Who was usually presented as a woman with the head of a domesticated cat. However, Bastet was depicted more of a loving, motherly protector, whereas Mirage was a vengeful destroyer. Much like Sekhmet, again, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, the lioness-headed goddess of war and destruction. Now, the interesting thing about this villain is the fact that she, like a couple of the other villains on the show, is a reoccurring character, always trying to either kill Aladdin or destroy Agrabah. And unlike most of the villains, she has her own powers to do whatever she can to try and stop Aladdin. But it's not just Aladdin who she targets. In her first episode, in the heat of the fright, she sends a group of firecats, known as the Yama, to burn down a village near the river. Aladdin and the gang witness the village on fire and try to save them. And while they succeed, Mirage is not too happy about that.
But with my own eyes, I witnessed the unthinkable. You bowed down! You inflicted bruises! I ordered lacerations!
Temper. Anyway, to show that she won't take this lightly, she decides to warn the group that this is only the beginning, as she has more devious plans up her sleeves. While they have no idea who she is, Iago gives them the basic info about her.
I'm saying she's mean, beyond mean. She invented mean. She hates good. She annihilates good. Evil is all she does.
Of course!
I sometimes wonder how Iago knows about her. That they hang out with Jafar at any villain conventions, coffee stands, etc. Well, anyway, speaking of basic info, let's talk about the character more. What makes her interesting is her design. She's an anthropomorphic feline character. She has evil powers to do whatever she can, creating portals, slashing people, or genies to pieces. Basically anything she can do spells death. Her voice is done by Babe Newirth, who, prior to this, starred in the series Cheers as Dr. Lilith Sternin Crane. She was also the voice of Annabelle and Belladonna in the All Dogs Go to Heaven series and Christmas special. And to answer your question, no, I didn't watch the series as a kid, but I did see the Christmas special as a kid. Sad, isn't it? Getting back to the subject, Newirth does a good job voicing as the character, because she gives a good, sinister, and sly sense of the character, and what she is capable of. Another interesting thing about the character is her antagonists. I don't mean just Aladdin and his friends, or other villains, not entirely, but people who work against her in different ways. One of them is Chaos, from the episode When Chaos Comes Calling. He's basically a mythical figure that has his own magic to create, what else? Chaos. However, you better watch your tone when talking to him, because he doesn't take orders from anyone. Otherwise, you're fucked. I wonder how he would fare against Discord. Yeah, Discord wouldn't last long. Anyway, back to the episode. Chaos comes into Mirage's palace just to hang out, listening to her troubles of trying to destroy every bit of decency.
What's wrong with decency?
Everything! Ever!
True.
Anyway, it's pretty obvious how these two get along. She doesn't want him in her hair, especially with everything he's capable of. So what's the best solution? Suggest a friend who has nothing to do, of course. So Chaos decides to give Aladdin a visit and show him how he likes to party with anarchy. This goes on throughout the episode while Mirage just watches from the sidelines. And things go haywire when Chaos mentions her, and that's when trouble kicks in for her.
I'm surprised you didn't stay with her. She's the boring one.
Yeah, really in a rut. Always evil. Evil thoughts, evil plans. Every day the same thing.
Not willing to take this lightly, she decides to visit the group. But things go from bad to worse as she is captured by the evil twin genie. She tells Aladdin to use the lamp to stop him, and does so in an instant.
How surprising. Instead of destroying Agrabah, you helped save it. What? He's right. I'd never have thought of it myself.
Why, thank you, Mirage.
Oh, and it turns out that it was a way to teach Mirage not to trick Chaos. Isn't that a kick in the head? But he's not the only thorn in the kitty's paw. Fasir, a wizard and a seer. He's had a few appearances before, but his motives have been questioned. That is, until his third episode, The Prophet Motive, and this episode, Eye of the Beholder. Here he tells Mirage that love will always triumph no matter what she can do, as he uses Aladdin and Jasmine as an example. But of course, Mirage tries to disprove his fact by sabotaging the relationship with a lotion that gradually turns Jasmine into a snake. And while Aladdin doesn't leave her, like most men would in some cases, he vows to cure her by searching for the Tree of Renewal, which grows fruit that can cure anything. Why is it's not around in real life, I'll never know, but I digress. As their journey progresses, so does Jasmine's transformation. Mirage feels that Aladdin will lose hope in saving her original form, but with his persistence and dedication, they move on. But as they get to the tree, Mirage ruins the fruit and the tree, as well as their chance of curing Jasmine. But even though their chance is lost, Aladdin decides that if you can't cure him, join him, as he vows to be with her even as a snake. Pissed off beyond recognition, Mirage flees to Morbia and is confronted by Fasir, saying that her hate is no match for their love, and even breaks her spell, bringing the tree and fruit back, allowing Aladdin and Jasmine to return back to normal. So why would he do all this for them?
You once left me, Mirage, to pursue your malevolent path, but one day, love will triumph over your evil heart and bring you back to me.
I see. Anyway, he would later appear in another episode while the city snoozes. Mirage finds a slumbergath, a creature created by nightmares, and a small music box of Agrabah. She opens the music box that causes everyone to fall asleep. Once asleep, she uses a spell to have everyone that falls asleep to do her whim by destroying Aladdin. When Aladdin and Jasmine are cornered, they are saved by Fasir and taken into the ancient city underneath Agrabah, where he tells them to find the music box and close it to break the spell. However, he too is falling under its spell, and can't go with them to help. Aladdin confronts and defeats the slumbergath later on, but Mirage tries to put him to rest. However, she is interrupted when the hypnotized Jasmine and Fasir come in to destroy Aladdin. This gives Aladdin the chance to close the music box and defeat Mirage. Mirage vows that she will return, however, we never see her after the episode. Mirage has appeared in 6 episodes, and they would be the only time we would see her. She would not appear in any future Aladdin project or spin-offs related, like Kingdom Hearts. But that doesn't mean the fans forgot her. There are still people who remember this character and admire her villainous traits. However, there is one flaw regarding the character. Not her traits or methods, but her design. I'm sure you've noticed by now that there is inconsistency in her face design. One episode she has a feline face, and another looks more like a human face, and so on and so forth. You could agree with the fact that there were different animation studios involved, but they should at least keep her face in the same style. Whichever it would be. But it's sort of a minor issue, and it isn't entirely bothersome. So, in conclusion, Mirage is a rather underrated villain of the Aladdin series, as well as Disney in general. She's basically one of the top TV Disney villains, right up there with Magica, Dispel, and Negaduck. It would be interesting to see her in any new Aladdin project as the main villain, since they hoard out Jafar more often. But who knows? So, that's all for now. So until next time, I'm South Jersey Sam, and I'll see you all later.
Arabian nights, like Arabian days. They tease and excite, take off and take flight. They shock and amaze. Arabian nights, like Arabian days. More often than not, hotter than hot in a lot of good ways. Shield, like your sword, you want air, don't get bored, don't get beaten, oh God, you might. Come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet and fly to another Arabian night.
If you're with the government or the church, get the f off my property.